My journey in yoga began approximately 8 years ago. I was 38 years old. I was searching for some meaning to life, fastly approaching the ripe old age of 40. I began to want to experience as much as I could before I quote unquote got old. I originally started doing yoga for the flexibility portion of yoga. And I thought, I can do this. This is just stretching. After about a month of doing classes twice a week, I started to feel a difference in myself, not in terms of just flexibility, but in terms of how I felt about myself. And an inner process started happening. And I didn't really understand what it was, but I started feeling a peace in myself and a different connection. The more I delved into it, the more I realized that yoga is not about the physical body. It is, but it isn't. It's a very small part of it. And the ancient yogis determined that man became harmonious with himself and with the world by integration of the mind, body, and the spirit. And so what I was finding through my yoga practice was not just the physical, but also the mental aspect and the spiritual aspect of yoga. Besides the physical benefits of yoga, I believe that I have changed in my ability to be present in the moment, to be able to look at what is happening and know that it's happening only in this moment, and to let it pass when it passes, to not stress about the future because it's not here yet and we don't know what's going to happen. We don't have control of that. Finding some mindfulness in being in the here and the now and appreciating that and really enjoying where you are right in this moment rather than worrying about the past or the future. What I found is I found balance in my life. The physical benefits of yoga are, of course, as we all know, strength, flexibility, and balance. Also, yoga helps with our spatial awareness, our proprioception, so how we feel where our body is in space. The relaxation portion of yoga helps to decrease our blood pressure, decrease our respirations, and help with stress management. Yoga can also benefit people suffering with depression and anxiety or sleep disorders. Yoga is for everybody because yoga has foundational postures or asanas for each and every body, each and every issue you may or may not have. Inhale, rise, arms up to high mountain. Exhale, slowly turning to the right, reaching over to the opposite knee, twisting from the navel, through the torso, through the chest, up to the neck, and lastly, looking over the shoulders behind you. So if you come to yoga practice, or yoga classes, some people would call it, you will learn the foundations, and each move that you learn is a foundation building block upon each one to get you to that aha pose. You don't have to do yoga like the person on the mat next to you. You may not have your foot up behind your head. You may be just cradling it in your arm. That might be where you're at, and that's okay. And people who practice yoga in that tradition, in the true tradition of yoga, have no judgment about anyone else in the practice in the room. So you can be ridiculous, and the only person that thinks that is you. There are over 36 different styles of yoga practice, and each focus on different things. Some focus mostly on devotion and meditation. Some focus on posture. Some focus on chanting and more of a spiritual side of the yoga. But one of the things that's really important if you are going to take a yoga class is to make sure that your instructor has gone through proper training. In the United States, there are no mandatory requirements for teaching yoga. So it's important that a student look for a teacher who is Yoga Alliance registered, which means you've taken the minimum qualifications or a 200-hour course under the Yoga Alliance recommendation. Just like anything, a certification or recommendations are important because you're putting your health and fitness in the physical aspect into someone else's hands, and especially if you have injuries or health conditions you need to work around. You need to know someone who knows how to talk you in and out of the postures appropriately, how to modify for if you have a tight low back or you have a shoulder injury. Maybe there are postures that you should not be doing, and a qualified instructor can guide you on that journey so you don't hurt yourself, so you can continue for a long, long time. When people think of yoga, they either think you need to be in these twisted up pretzel back bends, or they think it's a hippie religion, and because of the spiritual aspects of it. And what I want people to learn through the process of yoga is it's your own personal journey, and wherever you are is okay. And if you look at the other limbs rather than just the asanas or just the breathing portion of the 8 limbs, you start to understand that yoga is truly a philosophy of how to live your life. It's living your life with an openness to where you are in the moment, a non-judgment of other people, a non-hostility towards yourself or other people, a respect of yourself on the mat, people around you, the environment. It's practicing in a way where you connect with your unconscious self. We're so much in our head all the time, and we're overstimulated by society with telephones and computers and TVs, and we are programmed so much in that way that we can't hear what our own heart is trying to tell us about our lives. And by shutting all of those things out and coming to your mat and being able to listen to what's inside of you, I think that's truly what yoga brings to your life.